Hello, everybody. I'm Tom LeBlanc. I'm the Director of Industry Outreach for NSCA, and today I'm very happy to be joined by Scott Robbins. He's the VP of Global Sales for LEA Professional. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Tom. Glad to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. So you guys are a Pivot to Profit sponsor, and one of the things we're trying to do with Pivot to Profit is keep the conversations going, from that really important event we had in the fall. The stuff we talked about is important to continue to talk about and continue to hammer home. So you're going to help us to kind of continue some of those conversations. But in you guys' case, it's really just also important to understand where you guys are coming from, right? So a lot of people remember when you guys launched, it was like January 2019, coming out of the Winter NAM show, I think. And I was actually in the media at that point, and a lot of us had, like learned a lot about you guys. And one of the big buzzes was that you guys had sort of launched out of feedback from integrators that you guys had relationships for, and that sort of led you to develop products that you thought were the right fit for different needs that integrators have. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we have a really strong engineering team, a lot of experience, but we wanted to make sure that we channeled those efforts in a way that was market driven. So just everything that we created just didn't come out of our own head. So we got a lot of feedback. I would say the feedback that we got and the input that we received, it was all kind of fell into three different buckets. One is integrators definitely wanted us to harness advanced technology, advanced DSP, networking capabilities, cloud, things like that. But they also wanted it to be easy to use. There's a lot of complicated products out there, and nobody wants any more complexity in their lives. So that was one thing. The other thing that we heard, and we've heard this from even NSCA leadership and members, is put some features or some technology in your product that help us generate recurring revenue, that help us with our recurring revenue model. It's a big goal of integrators now to help to work on that. And so you guys as manufacturers need to help us with that. And then the third thing wasn't really product related. It was just more of just how to be a better company. They wanted manufacturers just to get back to the basics in terms of good customer service, keeping inventory in stock, shipping on time, easy transactional experience. I mean, all of those things that we heard really help the integrators' bottom line when we work on those things: advanced technology, recurring revenue model, easy transactional experience, et cetera. So we focused on that.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's really interested about you guys and the perspective that you bring to the market is, IoT. I mean, you guys have sort of established yourselves as a good person to talk to about Internet of Things and how that's important for integrators. At what point did you decide that IoT and the cloud access, how that was going to be really important in the pro audio realm?
Yeah, so we've all become accustomed to IoT, cloud technology in our personal lives and our consumer lives, but we didn't really see that anyone had incorporated it in a meaningful way in pro audio. And so we thought there was opportunity there. So we really focused on that. And what we created was much more than just a system that's just data storage and retrieval. It's full two-way communication. So it allows experts to visit job sites at a distance. It allows consultants to be present without being present, because with cloud enablement, you can have this two-way communication to tune systems or troubleshoot systems. So integrators can do some advanced troubleshooting. Experts at a distance, telepresence, those are kind of buzzwords, but that all plays into it now, and it's vitally important now. And it's great that we have this platform, and we think now we have something that we can really build on for the future to even improve it going forward.
So, speaking of, building on things, besides the cloud and, all that you guys have sort of built up, you also have, an amp that has really established itself in the market. And can you talk in the installation market, I should say, can you talk a little bit about, what is it about the amp that sort of sets it apart, and why is that, sort of important for you guys as brand?
Yeah, I always tell people, Tom, out of the box, it's just a great amplifier. It does what amplifiers are supposed to do. It's reliable, it sounds great, but then we packed it full of all kinds of features that you essentially get for free. So we've got 96 kilohertz processing throughout, DSP processing. We've got, of course, cloud. The amplifier can drive any load. Every channel is independent, so one channel can be driving a 70-volt line, one channel can be driving an 4 ohm load directly coupled. And then we just made it all easy to configure and control with a very simple web user interface. All going back to all those things that we heard at the very beginning, we really try to put all that technology into just a great amplifier. There's third-party API controls, so even if you don't want to control it with our simple-to-use software, you can use a third-party software to control the product. And then, after all that, we just backed it up with a great warranty. 6 years, and the first 3 years guaranteed advanced replacement. So, and then just having the cloud as a sellable feature for the integrator, it just adds onto the whole thing. And so the bottom line is that when integrators give us a try, they like it.